Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here introducing you to Spacers Redux, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you are a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page where members get extra content, fireside chats, discounts on merch, and more. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review on your podcast app of choice is always helpful. But for now, as we left the crew, Commander Vorum has arrived to meet our spacers in the underbelly of a spacing guild station. Can our crew secure an alliance with him, given Diantha's past? Greetings.
Hi.
Hi.
That sounded incredibly satisfying.
That was pretty good. Alright. No rigmarole. Let's get right the heck back into it. You guys are standing across a bit of a gorge, for lack of a better term. Between two concrete platforms with railings in front of each of you, gantries on either side, over top of a flow of water between two pipes that kind of go laterally across the room that you're in. And across from you is Cassavorum and an armed contingent of soldiers that are his personal guard. Kind of looks around, pretty disgusted with the environment there.
I was going to say, this is probably the grossest place he's ever been.
Yep. You see that he kind of like, he hasn't even really touched anything, and he takes a handkerchief out, starts cleaning his hands.
I spit on the ground.
Now, why have you decided to meet in such a hovel of a place?
Let's start with a gift of offering, and I'll gesture to our friend to kick our bounty over to them.
Token was, oh, sweet. He takes poor guy in, just like limply, just, he is alive, I promise. Anyway, and just drags him over and leaves him over by the Canassian side of things. And Vorum just nods, and one of the guards shoulders the weapon on a strap over his shoulder, lifts up the bag and bore a guy, and they check, and he just nods to Vorum. All right, so you've upheld your end of the bargain. Now again, other than just freely giving me one of the many criminals that we are after, why are we even having this conversation in the bowels of a core-controlled system?
What is your current level of understanding and experience with the Seven?
Much like your group, a thorn in our side.
I assure you, our thorn can be much more beneficial to you if we can get rid of that one for you as well.
Oh, could it?
We have information that you may want, but we want something in return.
Well, before I look at any information you are going to try and hold over me in some retroactive action, perhaps you should tell me what it is that you want first.
We would like your assistance in keeping the Seven at bay and escorting us to a planet.
Defeating them
And escorting us to a planet known as Kairos.
So you want a personal guard. And you think that whatever it is you have to offer me is enough to convince us that we will defeat the Seven, an entity that has been a thorn in our side for going on a decade now. Is that correct?
Yes. If Jovac's proverbial head is something of interest to you.
Jovac is locked up. Why would I care about that?
You think he's going to stay locked up?
Do you know of any other prison breaks that have ever happened to the station of Purgatory?
About how far away is it until Jovac
Literally
breaks
in 2
out of
days.
fight?
Literally, Argus dies in 2 days.
Diantha.
2 days, yeah.
He's still in charge of the Seven from prison, isn't he?
That is true, and
It's like even when you talk to him, even he was just like, I'm not in charge anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
But you now kind of retroactively get that he wasn't referring to himself. Like, he's like, this current me is not in charge.
I think it would be of value for you to ensure that he is not in prison but is in fact dead. Otherwise, I believe that you will have multiple thorns in your side very soon.
Once you take, no, you don't get the D10. Mechanically, you will get the D10 for this. You're not showing the video yet, but you're still in the encounter. So prepare yourself a check there. I'm going to set a difficulty for you. This is your first attack, essentially, in this social encounter.
Great. Would I use leadership or intimidate? I guess that's their D10 regardless. But
That is up to you.
we're not going to be threatening yet. We're going to use leadership here.
I'm setting a difficulty for you because you were the attacker. I rolled a 1. You give me a plot point. I give you a D6. Don't think you'll do that, though.
What's that, sorry?
If you give me a plot point, I'll give you a D6. I rolled a 1.
Nah.
The total that you have to beat is a 12 D10.
Okay. So I have that, I have that, I have that. 1, 2, 3. I have that. I think that's everything, right?
Anything from a power set?
No, my practices are all for, like, support. Unless we need to plan beforehand. No.
And you have the D10 from the...
Yes.
That is very good.
Yes. That will be a 17 D10.
You beat it by 5.
Nice.
Take a D10 hero die. That is a heroic success.
I already have one that's a D8 hero die then?
Correct. 5 points of strain damage. You mentioned this, and he kind of... You see him kind of tilt his head to the side. Kind of... Our concern is, whilst we don't strictly acknowledge the ownership of the pirate nations outside of the fringes of core space, we don't exactly wish to spark additional wars at this time. What makes you think that invading Purgatory to kill one of the Warden's favorite prisoners would be in our best interest?
It's not Purgatory I'm interested in. Let's say, for now, you come prepared and armed to escort us without injury to Kairos Prime. And if something were to happen, then you'll be there to protect us.
And real quick, he's just going to... So can you make that same check, but now you're rolling defense, and now I get to set some stuff up to attack you. Just to have this back and forth and do something.
I roll first.
Yeah. But he's got his...
The 1/1. But that is still really good. That's still a 15 D10.
Ooh.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. It'll be a 16 D8. So you can take 1 point of strain. But he gets a D6 complication, which is another way that you could potentially knock him out of the conversation.
Okay.
So he sits there and, he seems perplexed. Like, the logic isn't not logicking. He just doesn't understand why he has to be involved. And he goes, all right, fine. You're pirates. You roam the stars. You rob things. You take what you want, regardless of the morality of it. So why ask us to help in inspecting a planet? And why would you even need a scale of ours to help you with this? And I'm still not understanding the request. And why us? You have armies at your disposal.
Well, I just happen to hear that the Canestian Empire's the best of the best. Is that true?
Ooh. Sounds like a defense for you guys, right? Okay, so you have to beat a 15 D10, but I rolled a 1.
17 D10.
How does the D6 factor into that? The complication? Does it make it worse or better? I don't know.
Oh, you get a D6 added to your checks. Thank you for that. Yep.
Doesn't change anything.
Okay.
Even though you
Just
rolled a
keep
6.
that.
No, I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
That's great. You keep that die in that check now until
Okay.
he gets rid of this complication.
Great.
Such pretty dice. Such pretty dice.
Okay. It's going to be very short conversation.
I'm very good at my job.
I can't wait till you bring up the matriarch.
Yeah.
Like the collusion between Jovac
Yeah.
and then plop.
We're building that. We'll good.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell.
I like what you're doing. It's great.
Okay. He goes, well, your flattery, I suppose, will get you somewhere, but I still am grasping to understand of all the entities that you could have brought into this gutter hole of the galaxy, would you ask for us? You've already helped us once. We're even.
Let's just say it feels already determined in time and space.
Can I ask a question? Are we expecting the Seven's fleet to be at Cairo?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we need their
Okay.
firepower.
Yeah.
Basically.
So at one point, Greg's gonna reach out and kind of like tug at Diantha's like coat or whatever.
One moment.
Okay, what do you want?
If we go there,
Now,
No, you
let's
can't.
do stage whispers
Yeah.
because this makes, yeah.
if like we're gonna be going
No,
there,
yeah, you-
because the Seven's fleet is gonna be there. Yeah. And they're not gonna be expecting the Canastians to come there, which means they could deal a seriously heavy blow to that fleet, and therefore, even if Jovac is in jail, he's not really leading anything except a bunch of like wreckage orbiting a planet. Right?
Exactly.
Surprise attack.
Yeah.
Punch him in the throat or whatever.
And then I'll go back to sucking on the rag.
As my compatriot says, in the instance that perhaps the Seven do show up, you will have the element of surprise as well.
I'm also gonna tap.
Get poked from
Just one moment.
The rolls has like just picked one of the other bodyguards and is just specifically glaring at him.
Take that D6 out.
Remember to remind them that the matriarch is out of the game.
Oh yes, we're getting there.
Oh, we're getting there. Do this.
To prove our skill set and that we are not just a ragtag group of pirates, as you suggest, we have evidence to support that we have eliminated the matriarch. I assume someone you are familiar with.
Oh, how did we roll last time? I don't think I've rolled to attack you yet. Real quick, I should get this check out of the way. Just roll, set me a difficulty.
With the D6?
Yeah, that's going to stay there until he kills this, which I don't think he will in this combat.
That is 1-1. Not my best roll. 12 D10.
Two ones.
He's on the back foot.
Not great. I'm rolling awful. Makes this activity real easy. Would you get 12D?
10.
12D10? That is 9D4.
If you need evidence, I can support it.
You can knock that 6 up to a 12.
Oh.
Okay.
And here's why. I'm also going to give you a complication. Take a plot point. I'm going to use your one. Even though I rolled 2 1s, they don't necessarily cancel each other out. I just choose to do that so I don't have to
drop
ratchet
it?
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you keep that for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a plot point.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a D6 complication.
Okay.
And there's an ability he has that's going to knock that up to a D8. Or to a D10. It gets stepped up twice.
Okay.
Because it's a social-based complication. Just an ability that he has. Because he's built for social. He just keeps rolling like shit. It was like either roll good or you roll all 1 and I could get something in there.
Okay.
So I'll add an 8 to this.
Do I have a name for the complication?
You can name it
Annoyed.
whatever you think in a
Irked?
sec here. No. Because here's what happens.
Okay.
Here's how you get a D12 asset. Like there's a
Yeah,
D12
yeah.
complication. This is all going to explain itself. So as you say that, you're like, the matriarch. There's something that there's a way that you carry your pride in having a gotcha moment, and where you kind of lord that over him. There's like a flicker in his face of kind of looking at you, and he starts looking at you a certain way, and you get the sense that he's
Cluing in.
now rejecting the idea, not off of its logical merit, but off of a bias.
Gotcha.
As he starts to go, And why the hell would we care about that? And when he says this, his soldiers kind of give the tell away by them kind of looking at him confused, like, what? So, you're starting to sweat. He is recognizing who you are,
Okay.
but you're aware that for him to continue rejecting the logic of your offer is not in the best interest of his people.
Okay. Cluing into that, first of all, I'll be like, if you need evidence for you and your compatriots, and start like acknowledging them who are now like, I can see conflict building here. I'm going to acknowledge that. So I'm going to get you to show the video to all of them so they can all see it.
That's why I wanted it on drone. I didn't want it for one person to see.
Yeah,
I wanted it for everyone with him to see. That was my whole reasoning behind having it set up that way.
Yeah.
So I'm aiming for peer pressure.
So I'm just like, okay, fair enough. Now I'm holding this drone. And I'm like, okay, this is just going to give a video, okay? There's nothing crazy going on here. Well, I mean, you throw a drone up in the air.
no, fair.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like saying, so it's just going to float up here now. And I'm like, use my exocortex and it just rises up. Right? And at first it clicks it. It goes, you're in violation of vandalism. Oh, no.
Wrong mode, wrong setting. Violation of vandalism. No.
Yeah. And then, where it just screens out. You know what I mean? Up against maybe a wall on the side.
Wheel it out
you
like,
can do like a
an
hollow projector.
like an old-fashioned projector screen.
Yes,
Just
and I'll have it rise
Yeah,
up, and
wheel it
then it
out,
goes through the stuff that we set up with our knowledge of what's about to happen.
Okay. I am rolling like absolute trash. Okay. I'm going to spend a plot point. To make it a 12d10, but I rolled a 1.
Okay, so do you roll this then? Because it's your video?
No,
Okay.
you still roll this.
Yeah.
This is your asset.
I just created the asset
Gotcha.
for them. We did.
So the difficulty is 12d10.
Okay.
Oh, you rolled a 12 on a d12.
God!
18d10.
Take your hero die.
This is the only thing I do. This is
This is great. Okay. Is 6 over? You said 18?
18d10.
You rolled a 12 on the d12.
Well, I mean, narratively, this could make sense because for
don't
once,
think
all
I-
of us are only letting Diantha talk, when normally all of us would interject and it would make things
You've been
worse.
poking and saying a little bit, but like, we've mostly been like,
Yeah. We keep this.
Yeah,
I can't swear. We keep this.
we're pretending you're our leader right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretend. We're not for now.
something's going to happen.
How the result of that check works out. As you present your case, your full-on case, and you see that the guards, they try their best to stand stoic, but they are reacting. What was the effect that you had?
To D10.
I also had D10, so you didn't see it, so you don't get any context from that. You'd have to roll separately to kind of figure that out, what the point of their reaction is. But Casavorum just stares through it, trying to ignore, watching it.
Yeah.
And just looks back down to you. Did your people have a name?
We had a planet of origin.
Yeah, you had a planet of origin, but did
I don't
your
know.
people have a name?
I'm not sure what the military itself, but I came from like a family that would have had a name identified with them.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't have that down because I didn't see that in there.
You can give
the
them
planet.
Egret.
Yeah.
You can give them a name if you want, or I can just make something.
I'll just come up with a name from that. I was silly. I should have come up with a name for it, but
Grecian
whatever.
Empire.
The Grecian unifications. So you don't want to make them also an empire.
The brown coats.
Basically.
Sorry.
Equivalency. He stares through the recording and he's just like, and you expect me to just take the word of a lying egret to ensure that you get us to where you need us to be? How naive do you think me? But the soldiers start leaning towards him to say something. He's like, you are a subordinate, you will do what I say. Stand at attention and protect me if necessary. And I suspect it will be.
Okay.
You guys set me a difficulty.
I keep like putting my dice to the side where I'm like, I don't need these anymore. when I need them all the time.
You have 3d10.
You good?
Yeah, that's it.
Nothing. That's fine.
They're at war, baby!
That will be a 14d12.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
She is rolling exceptionally.
Oh,
well.
it's
Yes.
great. This is the first time I've actually rolled
Knock
well.
on wood because we don't.
What did you get?
14d12.
Okay, so I got a heroic success.
Oh, wow.
I have a 19d10.
Okay. Can I split a plot point?
Yes.
Yeah, you still
You have a plot point, yes.
I have 3 plot points right now.
Oh my god.
I should have spent a plot point, but technically you do get to say that before I do. Yeah.
So
So he
that's
says.
19d12.
Pass me your.
So it's still successful. Like he still met the target number.
You did.
It's the effect die that makes
But it's no longer heroic.
Yeah, take 1 point of strain damage.
Diantha's like, I really need to blink
was
right
gonna
now,
deal
but I
5
can't.
points. Finally, it was gonna deal damage. I was woefully underprepared for how good she was at this. Take 1 point of strain damage. And with that, because you exceeded the effect die, you step up that d12 of his beyond d12. Here's how that checks out. How do you respond to this?
I'll just say, I'm so sorry. I'm talking to the subordinates, that your leader is doing such a poor job and letting his biases get in the way. I hope you think further into what you're doing and think about the betterment of our solar system, our universe, than what you're doing right now.
Bypass them to a subordinate.
The subordinate turns to Vorum and says something to the effect of, Sir, regardless of the station, we haven't had any instances with the egrets for a number of cycles now. Regardless of that situation, if we could get something, and Vorum turns and looks absolutely furious, and with your high effect die, you clock a couple of things. One, the soldiers that aren't Vorum seem to have a level of terrified to seeing any imagery of the matriarch. There's something specific about her and their history that it's not good. But the other thing that you clock very, very carefully is you watch as Vorum places his hand on his sidearm. It's on his hip, getting ready to draw it, as he starts yelling at his subordinates. So with this in mind, knowing that essentially the encounter the social encounter has concluded. You have won the encounter in the sense that Vorum is no longer a player in the social encounter.
Yeah.
You feel like you've convinced the
Yeah.
guards of your plight. What do you do in this instance?
I have a question.
Yes.
Since we're in like a essentially a Canadian Tire legally, and we're at this point civilians.
Yeah.
If he shoots me right now, how's that going to look on him? To his boss.
Well, I'm recording everything.
Well, so you also know the Canadians don't recognize the sovereignty of the core worlds.
Okay.
They don't see this as a place.
Okay, so there would be no like repercussions if he did shoot me right here, right now.
The question you would ask was, are the repercussions to his superiors? Legally, no. But being that you've won the encounter, would his subordinates look well on it?
Yeah.
Someone offering to deal with the matriarch's system?
Yeah, I'm gonna let it happen. I'm gonna like.
And yes, are they on
if
the
he's gonna
verge?
shoot me because of his own biases in this environment where I've done nothing but offered to help, go right ahead.
Or are they on the verge of a mutiny right now, and he's going to put that firearm in
Yeah.
the face of his subordinate?
Or is he going to kill his subordinates?
Yeah, I think if the gun is drawn on me, I'm not gonna do anything. But if he draws it on his subordinates, I will try to disarm him. I'm not going to try to hit him. Or like I'll get one of you guys who's better at to disarm him. But
Can Flinch say something
yeah, of course.
in this moment, even though he's not very good socially? He's just gonna go like, because there's the red eye from like the red light from exocortex that is sort of leading up to the drone that's giving off the thing. Yeah, I mean, I am recording all this.
So as you say it, it kind of falls for you all. The entire gang here is like,
He thinks he's trying to diffuse it. Flinch thinks this might diffuse it because he doesn't know social stuff.
Yeah, Togepi is just like kind of back away. He's like, I don't know if I want to be a part of a civil war. Fuck this.
He said, my job is done now.
Yeah, Boar guy slowly starts to come to consciousness. Like, what the hell? And you're all just sitting there. And the Canastians is falling on deaf ears. You saying this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The 4 guards seem more concerned with the fact that their commander is preparing to draw a weapon. The other thing to consider is that Vorum is significantly older than the younger troops that were more your age when you started.
Yeah, like young.
Around him, and you understand your Agressian culture is very, very similar to Canastian and how they do their inductions. So you kind of understand how, even for as young as they are, how long they've been doing.
Oh yeah,
this.
child soldiers for sure.
Yeah, and so you just kind of watch and let what makes.
I'm not going to act unless he turns the gun on one of his own, and then I will either signal for someone to disarm him, or I will try it. But if he tries to shoot me, I'm going to let him do it.
If he tries to shoot her, I'm stepping in front of her.
Yeah.
I'm not.
If he goes to draw the gun, I'm prepared to, I don't know how to do, but basically make a big noise in his head. Essentially. Distraction.
And Flinch is like,
Landscape person. Yeah.
Greg is just softly sucking on the gravy.
Of course he is. And Tim
What's he gonna
is
do? I mean,
completely oblivious, maintaining the shape.
anything he tries to do is
Just
just
staying
going to make it
away from
worse.
yep, flipping a coin.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
As I'm not going to get into the specifics. I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes and like argue with myself.
Yeah.
You watch as
That would be
it's
great.
becoming.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I guess I suppose. I already talk a lot in these games. This is the GM typically does. So you watch as they start to get a little aggressive. Something about their history with the matriarch is rather poignant, and there is a generational gap as towards the disdain that the Canastians have to the Egratians. It exists, but it has been significantly halted for a very long period of time. So with this, you watch as you get the sense that this soldier would not push the point. But as the others around kind of start slowly tightening their grips on their shoulder straps and their weapons, and given the fact that they are in no jurisdiction that is controlled by Canastia, he pushes the point. And the rest of them, they start looking at each other very, very, very confused. And as Vorum gets more frustrated and is like, you do not understand how long we've been at war with these people. They have tried so many things, and he tries every trick in the book to knock down the validity of the claim that comes specifically from you. Mm-hmm. One of them even brings up but they're not all Egratians. Even if she is, they're not. They can't be. Mm-hmm. The one with the recording isn't even that, and full on fight, and then the pistol is drawn, and it then goes to who wishes to try and act first, not knowing where the gun's going. We start this micro encounter, this beat in this scene with Vorum drawing the pistol out of the holster. That's where we begin this. The direction of where the gun is going has not been determined yet. Flinch, you get to go first.
Okay, I need to know if putting a barrier up on somebody has a visual effect, or if it's just a barrier. Like one of those, because I have the barrier ability.
Yeah.
So does it have can you see the barrier, or is the barrier just... And this matters moving forward because we'll be able to see barriers.
No, you can't see it.
Can I... This is going to sound weird because I don't know where it's going and I don't want to do an aggressive action. Now, if they could see it, I wouldn't do it. I want to... Because the drone is halfway to them and I can go through drones, I'm going to drop barriers. I'd like to drop a barrier on his soldiers. Okay. So if he does shoot them,
Yeah.
It does protect them, but now I can only choose one of them. I do have area of effect, but that depends on how well I roll.
Area of effect just means you add 4. If you want to target the 4 of them, you add 4 d6s to your check.
Yeah, so I would like to try to drop unless it seems like I don't want to roll a check, see who he's focused on more. I just want to try to protect the soldiers.
Do the AoE.
Because we need them to live.
Add 4 d6 to your check. There's your area of effect.
Okay, so it's going to be intelligence,
Okay.
which is a d8.
There is an innate protection that they have against opposing abilities.
It's not a negative ability, though.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just a set of difficulty for you.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Which it did not roll insanely well with, so it's 78.
What skill would that be under? Technical?
Yeah, technical. Or
It's not-
mechanics.
Or mechanics. Yeah, but it's not construction or hacking, so it would be d6.
Yeah.
Okay. Protective.
Yep.
That's a d8. Barriers a d8.
Intelligence.
Yeah, I got that in there. Yeah. And I think that's it.
I don't know if
Yeah, I think that's it. And then
Yeah, all those d6s. Yep. Yeah, right.
Okay. I rolled 1-1.
The rest are pretty good.
But I got a lot of dice. And I don't really care about getting a heroic success here, even though there's this.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I am going to spend from the pool to add 3. So
Okay.
that's going to give me 17 d8.
Woohoo.
How many dice? How many other effect dice do you? Can you make 4 effect dice?
Yeah, I
Because
got
each one is a barrier for.
So I have a
character.
d8 effect die, a d8 effect die, a d6 effect die, and a d6 effect die.
2 8s, 2 6s.
2
So
8s, 2
and your
6s.
total score is 17.
17.
So that is a heroic success.
No, I used a point to make it
Oh,
happen.
I guess.
So
you
it's
did,
not a
you
roll.
did,
I
you
just
did,
wanted
you
to
did.
make sure it happened. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
care if it was,
Okay.
because otherwise it would have been a 12. What was your difficulty?
7.
Oh,
so
so can I change this?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that back.
You can heroically succeed without the
Yeah.
plot
And
point.
now it's going to be 12 with a d8, d8, d6, d6 effect dice. 2
Okay.
8s, d6s.
Because it's a heroic success, they'll just all be 8s.
Okay.
As you cast it, there's like a little thin blue beam that just boom, like kind of like a holographic,
Yeah.
like a little projector shoots out beams to create an image, and you know what it is. It's hitting the 4 of them with something. Cool.
But especially
They
because the
have barriers.
hologram is still on,
Yeah.
it's even harder to see it.
Yep.
Ooh.
Greg, what do you want to do?
That's all I was thinking. Try to protect them. We need them to live.
Wreck is
Giving your turn to another player is an option too.
Yes, I will pass my turn. Actually,
To who?
I will pass it to Diantha. Actually, I'll pass it to Diantha.
Do I act now then?
Do you wish to act right now? What are you gonna do?
I don't want to do anything until I see where that gun is pointing.
Okay, who wants to take Greg's spot?
My action will be to stand in front of Diantha. So if that counts as an action.
Yeah, we'll say that's your turn. Okay. All right. That means that Laurel has gone, which is now Laurel's turn. Did you want to go before you see what Vorum does?
No, I wanna see
everyone
what-
else wants to wait. Vorum pulls the gun on the soldier. That was the skull on the coin I flipped, and fires. I'm not going to roll. Thematically, it just makes more sense. The bullet ricochets off of the barrier, and there is a stun silence except for the echo of the panging of that energy blast off of an energy barrier. And in the silence, you just see the soldiers all shocked.
Uh-oh. Well, good for you.
I'm standing beside her now.
One of the soldiers goes on up behind him, and they go to pull out something, and it turns into these 2 energy ribbons. You know them as basically like electrical zip ties. They say, "Hey, under certain clause authority of the Canastian allied planets,
Drawings
we're
are
taking
an
you
ally."
under subordinate arrest or whatever with that." And as he just looks furiously towards you, Diantha. What?
No, go ahead.
No. How dare you turn my people against me? And he then goes to whip the gun around towards you. One of the soldiers... I have to roll I do a dual thing. The dice might just be determining this for us today, which they totally is. The soldier that had been shot shoots. And you guys watch as you're just sitting there going, and Vorum drops to the floor like a sack of meat.
Oh, well, I did not account for that happening. Are you all right?
And then, because everyone's confused. Oh, I don't mean to interrupt if you want to go. Oh, I can drop the barriers now? I want them to know that we did
absolutely.
it, right?
Yeah.
But I want, if it's possible, to make the barriers dropping on purpose visual.
Yeah, you can do that. they like flicker like holograms.
That's it.
dissipating
Sorry.
around
I just-
the four bodies. They all kind of look in shock. The three of them look towards the one that just did the shooting, and they all look and you see like a smoking steam coming out of the temple of Warm on the ground.
So he's dead.
Either that or close to it. You can't tell from here, but it's not looking great for him.
Depends on what kind of weapons they carry.
We need to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, so I'd say, are you okay?
They compose themselves. They pull down their tunics to adjust look like nothing had happened. And the one looks up to you and kind of looks at the others, and they kind of bow. And they kind of have like face plates on. Their eyes are visible, but they basically have like a metal plate that covers their mouth and nose. Being that no one is currently in charge, the one that just did the shooting kind of looks at the other three, and they all kind of just nod, and they take off the face plate to denote that they have a face in the conversation, and they pocket the plate. The events that you've seen today did not occur.
Do we have your forces as escorts to Kairos Prime?
Do you think if we give you the recordings from the drone?
And as you say, so when she asked that, he just kind of puts his hand out to the drone as if to before you even ask it to give him the drone.
Yep. And I'm going to send the drone to his hand and then drop my link to it.
Gotcha.
So that way it's just a record, like a
USB stick.
Overcomplicated.
Yeah.
I can fly.
Yeah. I would also like to save a copy of what we created in my Excel.
Yeah.
Not that it might be useful later, but I want to have what we created anyway. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, totally fine.
You just don't have a drone anymore.
And
No.
with that, when he grabs the drone, he's going to look to one of the other soldiers and he whispers something in a different language. Does anyone here have any linguistic skills?
Nope.
Then that's fine. Just says something in a different language.
I can spell it up.
And so
Well done.
the person in the back of the right-hand line actually will step on up, pass over Beauregard, who's slowly still coming to, and comes down the gantry towards you, Diantha. And as they step on forward, they tighten the shoulder strap of the gun that's still on their back. They don't have it armed in any way, shape, or form. And they hand out this does look like a USB chip, just with circuitry on it, and hands it to you.
I'll take it.
This is a direct communication to our ship and our ship alone. We have a group of vessels in the area. If they were to disappear for a short period of time, they would only matter if we didn't have anything to bring back to account for it.
I can assure you that will not be the case.
And as she nods her head, all your attention's to this dialogue, I assume, yeah?
Yeah, focused.
You hear a laser bolt go off, gunshot, and it just whips your attention, and you watch
Gun
as
out.
one of them has executed Beauregard
Gun back.
and has placed a canastian pistol in his head. And they start laying out Vorum and trying to basically get him ready. They take out this part of the gurney, start carting him away. The guard just looks at the group of you. We never met. And then turns.
I don't even know your
and
names.
walks away.
And as he's walking away, Greg will say loud enough so that they can hear it while they're walking away, say,
No, it's a shame I missed this whole thing when hanging out in the restaurant upstairs.
And the four of them walk away with Worm on a gurney down the other aisle. Yes, Cliptech.
Would it be really stupid if they turn around and that sound came from the room?
Yeah.
It would be. But you know what? You guys watch as the five of them disappear in the darkness. And Togami goes, am I still getting paid? How was that?
Hand him the breadstick.
This job sucks.
How much would he normally have gotten paid for that?
600 credits.
Okay. At some point in the next, over the rest of the day, Laurel is gonna convince him is gonna find a way to like get him some kind of payment. If that means that she has to shoplift a really cool gun, she's gonna do that. If it means she's gonna just wire him 200 of her own credits, she's gonna do that. But she's gonna find a way to like at least pay him back somehow.
Greg can give him 100 credits deposit right now because he doesn't need it.
Take 100 credits off.
Now, are you taking it off, or is that coming from my supply?
No, I'll take it off mine because I don't need my own supply.
He'll acknowledge the receipt of credits, and he's like, well, I guess that's drop in the bucket. It was exciting to watch Canastians off each other, you know what I'm saying? They're just kind of dicks.
Togami,
Yep.
were you here this whole time?
Yeah, how do you think Borgai got across the gulch?
Are you sure that you were here?
Oh, creepy and sketchy.
I'm not threatening. It's
No.
just
And
like
he
a
kind of puts his
reminder of
hand
like.
out as if he wants more.
He can have the rest of my credits. 50 more.
50 more?
Let's
I don't need it.
let's go wing you some more. There's a casino on this boat, right?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I ran through one earlier.
Who the fuck are you people? He takes the 150 and he's like, let's go gambling! And you two head on off to a casino somewhere. The rest of you, how would you like to spend the rest of your time on the station?
So they took his body, right? They're going.
Yeah, they took his body.
Great. Yeah. I don't know.
Clippy and I are going to get drunk,
Yeah, we're gonna go to the bar.
and we'll be walking away going.
I went to this really nice restaurant earlier. I think you'd like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the guy behind the bar, he looked really familiar.
What do you mean by familiar?
I did see some nice baguettes on a couple of tables.
Oh, can you grab me a couple of baguettes? I gotta take care of something on the ship.
Yeah, I can do that.
Diantha, you watch as Laurel takes a bounty hunter off to a casino. These two go to a restaurant that Greg somehow knows about. Flinch heads off to the ship by himself.
Can Flinch do something before he leaves?
Yes.
As everyone's leaving, he goes over to Diantha. And he taps you on the arm. Just taps you. It's like, that's a very good job, Diantha. It's like he normally just calls you face.
Yeah.
But
First time he said your name.
He's like, it's a very good job, Diantha. You excel at this. And then he goes to the ship.
Aw.
He doesn't really give praise. But
This is the
in
first
this
time
instance, he does.
It's the first time we've properly acted like subordinates while you were talking.
Yeah, that's true too, actually.
But I just thought Flinch would give you your kudos.
Yeah.
Right? Like he would.
What do you do, Diantha?
That's the first time she's probably gotten that kind of like direct praise maybe ever. So
Probably. At least with this group.
Full respect.
we'll just sit with that. And you guys are going to a bar?
Restaurant/bar.
Yeah.
I'll go to the
Although
bar.
this
Okay, here's how we're going to thematically do this. I think this is really, really, really fun.
Can the gambling be at the bar?
The Olive
Sure.
Garden casino bar.
We'll watch as there's a bit of a, for thematics, we'll say. I mean, we'll get you to roll to see if you get some money later. If we have time at the end of the day, we'll just do like a little extra thing of a mini game, like a post-credit scene
It's
for the
not
episode of you gambling to just see if you get any credits. But as Togami and Laurel are gambling off to the side, we kind of rack focus to a table that has Greg and Cliptic at it. You're there, you're conspirating, you're looking at the restaurant, you see that there is a blue fur critter with 6 arms, got a bandage over his head, having had a bottle hit him on the head as he was brooming and trying to hit a goblin earlier.
Barkeeping is a dangerous profession.
Yeah. And as you're sitting there drinking and conspirating about this, Diantha pulls up a chair and sits next to you guys.
What? We're all. I'm just staring at you stunned because I've never seen you try to relax.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Are you drinking?
Yes. I'm capable of doing things.
Okay, I'll go to the bar and get you a bottle.
Down off the chair and start making my way over to the bar. And then, because the bar is going to be taller than me, I'll just walk around the side of the bar and I disappear behind.
Jesus Christ.
And as this shenanigans happen, we'll kind of veer away from this to the ship. You're by yourself. Tim is in the ship. He's in the back somewhere. He can be wherever you need him to be. But you're in the ship by yourself, Lynch.
Okay, so I'm going to be down into the engine areas, and I'm sure that I have a port there that I can log in to go through my files. And what you see Flinch doing is, because he recorded everything, and it's them shooting, killing, framing Beauregard, and everything there, and he's just sort of skimming, going back and forth and back and forth. He gets a little smile on his face, then he saves it and files it away inside his exocortex. Yeah.
We are pirates.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be nice people.
That's why we're also terrible pirates.
Not that it's just an insurance policy.
It's a good insurance policy.
As far as this particular episode's narrative goes, that would be where we would thematically end it. But as we have some time left, I think this is worthwhile to put in a couple things just to get some mechanics out of the way here. So, Flinch, you're off doing this.
Yes.
Well, we kind of stick with this. So, just so that we're sticking with some time here, we're going to do some rolling for Laurel. I take it that you three will be watching.
Mm-hmm. And periodically we'll come back to the table and be like, "Oh, that was awesome! Shots!" And then go back to stuff so that we're still,
Sweet.
yeah,
Win some money.
get some
Okay.
shots.
Grab your willpower die. And discipline or sleight of hand. Kind of cheating this game?
My sleight of hand is terrible because I'm assuming it is.
So she's going to play thinking she's good at it.
Where would it be? Where would it be? Performance?
Covert.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Could be under performance as well. You could
I have the same in both, so I'm going to stick with discipline. To the D6.
Would YOLO work in this?
I was thinking
Yeah.
either YOLO or friends in low places because
They both work.
I look like a sketchy person who would be gambling in sketchy places.
With a sketchy guy.
With a sketchy guy.
Okay.
And that's really all I'm really intimidating. Can I use that? Woot.
Yeah. All right. How many credits you put in?
I'm going to start with 50.
50? That's not a few.
Nope.
All right.
There's a 1 in there. Sorry?
8d4.
8d4.
Technically, I should actually have a third die in there. So give me
Yeah.
here. It should be 88.
There's a 1 in there, but otherwise it is an 8d8.
Okay. Because of the 1, you only get 40 of your cogs back to use 10.
Yeah, boo. Okay.
Keep going.
Yep. There's 2 ones.
11d8.
Ooh, 10d4.
Let's go.
Okay. You lose. How much did you put in?
50 again.
You lose 50.
Okay.
Keep
Go
going.
on. Oh yeah, we keep going. I'm winning Togami's money back.
Togami is like, yeah, this is going well.
Okay. You got to beat a 15d8.
Whoa, gross. That is not possible with the dice that I currently have down. So I'm just gonna make it a. I don't want to lose by 5 or more, right?
No.
That'd be terrible. So I'm spending a plot point to make that
Still fun.
10d. That's still 5. Boo. Oh well, 10d8. No, I'm gonna because I'll make it an 11, so it's not 5. D6. 11d6.
So you get back 15 cogs.
Okay.
So you lose only 35. Cool. So go on.
Yep.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna keep going. There's a 1 in there.
14d8. They all came up 7.
They're
Triple 7.
They're doing much better than I am.
Thanks. I'm a gamer.
12d6.
You got back 15.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just gonna go
keep
broke.
losing 35. That's fine. I'm gonna go broke. That's fine.
Still going?
I don't have anything else to spend money on right now. Wow, I'm rolling absolutely terrible, which is surprising nobody.
Well, that's a 7.
8d8.
15d8.
Yeah.
You lose it all.
So another 15. Yeah.
Yep.
Can I
else
tell
I can
that
add to
Laurel
this?
is like losing abysmally?
Every time she goes, yeah,
mad.
then she goes, yeah.
I'm gonna walk over and be like, "How's it going?"
It sucks.
Togepi's like,
How's he doing?
who do you think's getting your money?
Yes. That kind of works out. At least he's getting both my money and other people's money.
Yeah. Okay, that's some of it.
Oh, so he's playing as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Flinch and I could.
Can I give her a helping hand?
You'd have to bring me
Yeah,
from
just give me a second. What?
I was gonna say, can we? Because you have like a tablet or an iPad or something on like your arm.
You'd have to read it.
Yeah, maybe Flinch and I could find somebody who looks like they have an easy password, and just get some credits.
You want to go back to the ship? Go get Fletch.
Or you could just pack on your own.
Oh God, no!
Okay, yeah, fair. That's
You'd
a good
want to
point.
get me.
Yeah.
I'd want to get Flinch. Yeah, I'll go get Flinch. I was like,
I'm gonna go get some help. I'll be back in a moment.
So while you're waiting for Greg,
Yeah, I'm gonna give her
try
helping hand.
How are you helping?
I'm going to use. It's a skill, right?
Yeah.
Concentration. Can I give her? No.
What's the concentration? What are you doing with concentration?
I don't know. Counting cards.
So cheating.
Ooh.
Understood. Okay.
Okay.
What should I?
D10.
Add your D10 to your check.
Nice.
Do not fail, my friend.
I'm still playing a bounty hunter. Let's not forget.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I rolled
some other
more this
folks.
time. Well, sort of.
There is a 1 in there.
12d8.
Cool. 12d6.
Okay, so you met it
Yeah.
with lower effect die. So you get 40 cogs back.
Cool. So I'm only down 10.
Of course, you rolled a 1.
I did roll a 1 in there.
Never mind. You get your 50 back.
Oh, sweet.
But I get a D8 added to my dice pool.
Oh, no.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm helping you.
Yep.
We can't win it all at once because that's suspicious.
It is very suspicious. We're just gonna.
50 again?
Yep. There's another 1 in there.
I rolled the 1 too.
What'd you get? Tell me first.
13d8. All of my dice have at least 1 8 on them. It's crazy.
10d8.
Same effect die. She lost the check.
I did.
She had 25 cogs back.
Okay.
Even cheating, you can't do it.
No. We're gonna do this. It'll be
Oh,
fine.
it's the you met the effect die, so no one's noticed the cheating yet.
Yeah. See?
Keep going.
Concentration.
We'll do 2 more checks before going to the next step.
Okay, there's no 1s.
I
but
got another 1.
You tell me what you got first.
I rolled a 1 earlier, and we'll take out that one. So I'm actually going to take out one of my d8s from that check. So it takes it out. But that's after this check. 10d8.
10d10.
Ooh, you get 65.
Oh.
There you go. All right,
You
last
get
check before we move on to the
65.
next stage.
I get 65 plus the one I gambled, or
No. You, so you
I
basically
spent 50.
gained,
So
Oh,
I
you
gained
were
that.
at 85.
yeah,
Oh,
so you
okay.
gained, and you net gross 15 credits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought that was
forgot
185.
Yeah, that should actually there should be a 2 there
Yeah.
because I was started at 250 and I've been slowly dropping.
Roll the 1 again. You want to add a d6 to your check?
Yes,
Okay. It is a 13d4.
that was a terrible idea. It came out of 1. There's 2 1s. What was
13d4.
13d4, 16d8. But there's 2 1s.
So you get 100 credits back.
So actually, I'm at 200.
Oh, 2 1s.
That wasn't 100. Should have been 85. 150.
I'll add an 8, but you get the sense, Cliptic, that because you keep like there's people that are interested in tables, and then there's whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
And the dealer is now starting to look at you, and be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And is now just fixated on what you're up to.
Can I
However-
do something?
Sure. You are doing something right now.
Oh, I can't do anything additionally.
You could do something
Ben,
different.
what's the additional thing?
I want to make it look like because I have illusion, right?
No, yeah, you're concentrating right now,
Yeah,
so it's,
so
you
I
can't really
think
do that's it's a high level of multitasking. However, that being said, Greg,
Yes.
you head to the ship to go grab Flinch.
Yeah. Greg arrives. He's now wearing a pair of large novelty sunglasses. He's never had it before. And he just comes up and says,
Hey,
Good, that was quick.
Laurel's losing again.
Oh, how's that any different than normal? Why did she lose Nat? Oh, she was gone gambling or something?
Yeah,
Why would she gamble?
I have no idea.
Okay, well,
Anyway, I was just thinking, could we find somebody with an easy password?
Credit card fraud.
an easy password.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this while I was looking through these files. I wonder... No, because he wouldn't have been here any other time. He didn't like it here. I was thinking, like, if Castlevorb is dead, nobody really knows he's dead yet. If he had any credit in any fucking places.
I mean-
if we could track it down, and then we could skim off the top of what his credit was. But they would probably find that out and track us down. And
I mean, we're just gonna have to find somebody who looks like they've never had anything stolen before, so they're using an easy password, but they probably still wouldn't miss anything that we took.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Let's go.
Alright.
We just wander off trying to
Okay.
do some sketchy stuff.
If they're just wandering around and Clip's starting to look nervous, this will be my last hand.
Okay, so we'll do this last check, and then we'll do one check with you guys. This should probably bring us right to the end. All right.
Mascot.
I rolled another one again.
This is pretty good there.
This one's really good.
What'd you got?
14d10.
That's without using a plot point.
14d8.
So you beat by effect die.
So you get 80 cogs back. So you're 50 plus 30.
Yeah.
There you go.
So only lost 100.
Only lost 100.
while we're wandering around, I also have a plan B.
I toss that in.
Okay.
That's it. I'm out.
Okay.
And I go back to the table and I buy like nachos and around for everyone. As we're sitting down, I was like, yeah, we did good today. You did good today.
Thank you.
That was really cool.
Well, I'm glad that we got what we needed out of that altercation. What is next on our to-do list?
No, I mean, no, dude, celebrate. You did good today. Own that. Do something like, how do you celebrate? Cliptic, you gotta celebrate. You did something awesome
Cliptic
too.
has an idea and goes up to the bar and asks for like the 4 strongest drinks on the menu. No, wait, 3, because it's only us 3 at the table right now.
Yeah, because good
Yeah,
is left.
3 strongest drinks on the menu.
Strong guess.
Strongest.
3 shots are dropped. A shot is dropped in front of each of the 3.
Perfect.
Do you each take the shot?
I definitely do. Yeah.
I do.
I'll wait until I take it.
No. No.
Do you take it or don't you?
We're gonna do it at the same time.
Before we do, we gotta each say something cool because we're celebrating, right? So, celebrating Diantha for showing up, the Canastians, those guys, and making them think things that they didn't want to think, making them do things that they didn't want to do. You beat them with your brain.
Togepi
And
just starts
for-
drinking his.
And we're celebrating Clippy for also beating Matriarch with his brain. Got brainy people here and just making her blow her mind. You did that. You own that.
know how to-
It's awesome.
I don't have to top that.
Yeah.
You see a tear go down his face.
Just take the shots.
Yep. I'm gonna basically be like, to Laurel, the best person I could be a backpack for.
Dude.
And
As you drink, then put your hand up if you actually take your shots.
I'll take it.
All right, all of you got your vitality dice. Got your vitality, and probably discipline.
Discipline.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Oh, just straight up discipline. I can't use anything like. Oh no, I guess it doesn't make sense.
I will also accept a medical skill that has to do with virology. Basically, you're trying to resist a poison.
Pharmaceutical.
Sure.
Sick. All right.
Can I use Brawny? I'm real big.
Yes, you can. All right, now got your dice ready?
Yep.
How many dice do you have?
Takes no shit for
Because I'm
my.
also using a distinction because I'm real big, so I can handle stuff.
Before you roll, roll your dice. I'll tell you how many credits you spent.
Oops.
Okay. Don't give me your numbers yet.
Oh my Christ, Lord.
Yeah. Yes. So you drop 75 credits. 25 per shot.
Fantastic.
You said the strongest, and you were insistent.
You didn't specify to what species.
You did not. They pour a green drink that seems to be swirling as if a galaxy was inside it, and steam comes off the top of it, but it is cold to the touch. You take it and you ingest it.
Okay.
What did you get, Cliptic?
12d4.
Okay.
74.
74.
44 with 2 ones.
You're all fucked.
And as none of you made a 19d12, the 3 of you slam the shots back, and all 3 of you smack your heads on the table and are out cold. The difference is Laurel hits her head and falls off the table. You get a D8 complication where you have a concussion. Not concussion, you have alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
The rest of you are just done.
I think we found
you'll
our
have a
easy
D6 complication for having critically failed of also alcohol poisoning.
It's like the
both
bounty
of us,
hunter
we
is
start-
getting his money, though.
Yep.
We have a complication too?
Yeah, the 2 of you, because you critically failed, have a D6 alcohol poisoning. Actually, yours would be a D10 alcohol poisoning because you had 2 ones, so it steps up twice.
Okay.
I'll
get my stomach pumped.
You're gonna have to. That's why we'll start the next session, and then Greg and Flinch. You guys were gonna do some credit fraud.
Yeah. Take it what we can, just as-
I also have a plan B. If when we're walking around, because I
What's
still,
plan B?
Greg still has his Polaroid camera. So if we're walking around and we see anybody who looks like he might have a lot of money, but is hanging out with someone maybe he shouldn't, you can just snap a photo.
You're going to
Why not?
How are you gonna know?
Yeah, I know, but Polaroids. We take, like you record it, and then I snap the Polaroid, and I'll be like, "Here's the Polaroid. Give me credits."
I know what we can do. Is there a brothel here? Can we stand off to the side of the brothel when we see people leave brothel, take a picture,
I'll just stand aside,
and then we just go up to them and say, "Hey, we're
buy
selling
your
pictures
photo?"
here. Would you like to buy your photo?"
Yes, let's do
And
that.
that's what
Yes.
we're gonna do.
That's what we're gonna
That's
do.
right.
Classic
Yeah.
scam.
That's what
Yeah.
we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Not blackmail, but
No.
like pretend to
Yeah,
be. Would
because
you like?
you can't be arrested for selling photos.
Can you-
As a group, you 2 get a dice pool ready.
Yeah,
Okay.
but my thing is, do you know how to? Can you still make barricades?
Yes, I have a D8. For
Let's throw a barricade together.
Yeah.
But make it look like our little shop
like
or
a
like kiosk.
kiosk.
And be like, this is where you buy. And
Yeah.
if they don't buy it, we just hang them up.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
You
That's
may
what
use your
we're doing.
barricade power set in this dice pool.
Go. Okay, so what do we need?
Yeah.
Are each of us rolling or one dice?
One person rolls, but you
Yeah.
can use dice from either group.
What
Or
attribute?
Either person's. Probably willpower.
What's your willpower?
D6.
D6.
Okay.
So D6. Did you want to roll?
You can roll.
Okay,
Yep.
so a D6. Okay.
My barricade is a D8 for building barricades.
Barricade is a D8.
Yeah.
What is your distinctions?
My distinctions
sketchy?
are scouting, stealth, and piloting.
That's
I
your
would take scouting.
Scouting is D8. Then,
They're literally scouting targets.
yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Fair
good
enough.
mark.
Then we get to a skill. Sabotage?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Unless you have higher than a D8.
No,
in
the
skill.
barricade is my skill.
Power set? Do you have any sketchy power set stuff?
Not that would apply to this. No.
How about with scrying?
Yes. You are literally taking photos and blackmailing them with them.
Well, not really blackmailing. We're just selling photos.
We're just
that we're
selling
taking.
It's scrying.
Yeah, it's very like Times Square of you.
Yeah.
Very tourist trappy of you guys. Which is crazy because we're getting rid like a Canadian Tire. So.
I mean, we don't have a great dice pool for this, but yeah, okay. So, but there is a dice pool.
Yeah.
It's like an everything mall.
Yeah.
How high up can you get on the chart?
Yeah.
Like, I'll take
High
your
up on
picture by
the
the.
chart.
Yeah, the
By the
difficulty chart. This will determine how big of a score you're able to get while you're sitting here.
Yeah. So I roll, and then I just work out the highest I can get.
Yep.
Okay, no ones.
Yay!
That's great.
Yeah. It must be.
So I'm just wondering, is it...
I have a plot point we can spend if necessary.
Yeah, well, my thing is it better just to have it as a 10d8 or to make it a 14d8 using a plot point?
14d8.
14
14
D8.
D8
I will
it
go
is.
with
Because you need 11 to keep the d8.
I'll use my plot
14
point.
d8.
Okay.
Nice.
So with that, you find yourself a schmuck. An absolute. This is clearly a politician that should not be here. Like, not anybody that is
Like a city
no-
councilor.
Yeah, counselor. Yeah.
Yeah. Particular to like this diaspora of rock, right? And by showing the photo, just be like, "Hey, you want to buy a photo?" It's just a photo of him walking into the place, but it is enough to make him go absolutely pale like a ghost, and he just hits a couple buttons and just like throws credits your direction and takes the photo and walks away without even looking at the number. Look on down, you've just made 120 credits.
Excellent.
60 each? Or am I gonna...
Well, we have to.
We have to pay. Talk to me first.
Yeah, but... yeah, I guess. But the thing is, we can't really just keep doing this here, you know?
Why not?
Because we'll have our legs broken.
Then we'll pick up the kiosk and we'll move it down the street.
So you stick to this all night trying to make up the $600 to pay.
Yeah,
token.
that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, 600.
Maybe, and we'll move the barricade around to different locations.
So what I'll say, mechanically speaking, take your 120 for you guys, and then we'll just start next session off with whatever the aftermath of having stayed up all night making 600 cogs. Thank you for listening to Spacers. Our next episode will air Tuesday, June 17th with The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast, airing Tuesday, June 10th. As usual, we'll have to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, Ed, Lower, Rosa, Tyler, The Weejay, James, Matt Calgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, No Demons Allowed, Autumn, Roland Arts, Chris H., and Shawdell. Your players for tonight were Bailey Yarkey, Elizabeth Wells, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, and Derek Snow. Your GM was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.